It may not seem like it if you lost your job during the pandemic, but last year and into this spring, people put a whole lot of money into savings. We are talking trillions of dollars. Here to talk about what that means is our financial expert, Bruce Allen of Bruce G. Allen Investments. Bruce, good morning.
Good morning, Gary.
So how much money did people save during the pandemic?
A lot. What we saw last year in 2020 was incomes went up over $1 trillion, and because of the economic shutdown, people spent less money. So the first calculation is we added another $1.5 trillion to savings. But when we looked at the deposits in banks, we saw that the bank deposits have really jumped. Since the beginning of the pandemic, we've got more than $3+ trillion in savings accounts and bank deposits than we had previously, Gary. That's a massive increase.
And, you know, that's kind of hard to believe because so many people lost their job, but I guess the other people just didn't have anything to spend their money on.
Now, there certainly were some people that were severely affected by the pandemic, but as a nation, we came into this crisis in much better financial shape than we did the previous financial crisis in 2008. We had less debt. We had the cost of debt was much lower, so there's a couple things that really helped. The second part of it is that this was a very unusual recession in that the economy slammed shut last spring, and there was nothing to spend on. I don't know about you, Gary, but I didn't do a lot of flying, and I didn't go to a lot of baseball games last spring.
Yep, me too, buddy. All right. So with all that savings in the banks, how does that affect the economy now that we're sort of kind of coming out of the pandemic?
As we come out of the pandemic, what we're seeing is a significant increase in spending. It's almost like there's a pent-up demand, and so we're seeing significant jump in retail sales. Retail sales, total retail sales, everything from a hairbrush to a locomotive is up over 15%. And so we're seeing significant rises in spending, and some of that money is coming out of the banks that were saved last year and coming into the economy, and that's helped drive business growth, and that's helped drive jobs growth. So all those things are being driven by the money that was saved in the last 18 months coming back into the economy.
You have talked before about the recovery and it being on track. Now, just in the past few weeks, this threat of the new Delta virus, is the economy still on track in your mind?
Yeah, I think that the key thing really is how severe are we going to have, what kind of economic response are we going to have to the Delta virus? Is there going to be another shutdown? And with as many people vaccinated, at least so far, Gary, the guess by many on Wall Street is that we will not have a significant economic shutdown or a significant closing of the economy, given that so many people have been vaccinated at this point. But that's the big question mark as we go through the year. So far this year, we've grown at over 6% in 2020, and 2021, and that's a massive number. We haven't seen that kind of economic growth since 1984. And we think that this year we'll see growth all told for the year over 6%. It looks like that's on track, but the Delta variant could throw us off a little bit from that, so we have to keep an eye on that.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. Bruce Allen, as always, it's good to see you. Thank you.
You as well.
Okay.